us. So I do want you to know that our teachers have been working hard preparing to teach your students. They've been pretty much nonstop since about 2 weeks ago when we brought them on board. And they are very, very eager to start teaching your students. They are, I think, probably maybe as ready as you and your students are. They just want to get at this. We are going to be having Q&As at the end of the session. So on the bottom of your screen, there's a Q&A spot. Please type in your questions, and we will try our best to answer those at the end of our slideshow tonight. We got word today that Odyssey Word and Edgenuity, those curriculums are pretty much ready to go. So just a little bit more. We anticipate Monday morning, those maybe sooner, but Monday morning you can start official day with everybody else for Edgenuity and Odyssey Ware. We're continuing to have conversations with the Northwest Textbook Depository. They have, our understanding as of today, they have our order ready for us to come pick it up. The glitch is they have sent their warehouse workers home until the air quality is such that they can return to work safely. We anticipate that to be tomorrow. And if it is, then we'll be headed over there with Lynette and her horse trailer, and we'll be making a couple runs. The first time we did that, it filled up the whole horse trailer. So it's kind of hard to picture that many books, but that's what it did. And so we have about 2 more trips, but we are right now anticipating a Monday morning we'll start doing the curriculum checkout. We're just not going to go there that it's going to be different now. But again, if it is, we will communicate with you. But as of right now, if we can get to Northwest Textbook Depository tomorrow, I think we'll be ready to go Monday morning. Several people have volunteered to work over the weekend to make that happen. Mm-hmm. So we apologize. There are just some things that are out of our control right now. I want to make sure you guys know how hard these people have been working to make this happen. And so please be patient with your teachers and the secretary, because they are scrambling and doing everything they can. Just a reminder tomorrow, and we'll go over this a little bit more, but tomorrow afternoon is the Chromebook checkout. If you cannot make that, please email me and I will set up a time for you to come to Catalyst High School and pick up a Chromebook. And I'll provide that for you. We prefer to do it during the pickup tomorrow, but I do understand people have jobs and people have been evacuated and there's a lot going on. So please email me and I will set up a time that I can have you come to the office over at Catalyst, and I'll just give you a Chromebook and a power charger at that time. With that, I'd like to go ahead and start introducing our COA staff. If we could go to the next slide. Here's a picture of every single one of our COA staff members with their families. And we'd like to probably find a way for you guys to have access to that, so you have faces to put with the people you're working with. But it's a great group of teachers, some of the best in the school district. And I think you're really, really going to enjoy working with all of these families, all these teachers, and with your families. If we could go to the next slide, names all of them. So K2, we are going to have Christy Smith, and she's also going to have some older than that, but primarily K2. She's also going to be working with all the teachers because she's done this for a while and she's got it dialed in. So even our veteran teachers are finding her very helpful in getting this up and running for them to change over from classroom teacher to a distance learning teacher. Jana Jasso is going to have first grade. Mary Rohr is going to be kindergarten. Julie Wilson has third grade. Joy Simpf has second grade. Chris Smith has first grade. Jessica Fox is second, third blend. And Chloe Matthews is Jessica's student teacher this year. And I'm going to be interested to watch these student teachers because they are getting to experience student teaching like nobody else has ever done it. So, and Chloe's been really impressed with her so far. Grades 3 through 5, we have Eric Fuchs, and he will be a 4-5 blend. Kim McDonough will be a 4-5 blend. Jessica Fox is going to be Jessica's also doing the 2-3 blend, so she's in both spots. Kind of threw me off when I saw her the second time. Sarah Thomas is doing a 4-5 blend, and Chloe will also be with that group. In the office is myself. Our administrative assistant is Lynette Hammond. She is the one that keeps the wheels on the vehicle, and she does a ton, and we really couldn't do much of this without her. She's amazing. And we also brought on board a K-12 educational assistant, Michelle Martinez. At the 6th to 8th grade level, Tim Baker will be doing humanities. Doral Holzman will be doing humanities. Amy Lutz and Kelly Romo will also be doing humanities. Jessica Spang is our science teacher, and George Vincent is math. Many of you have probably met or know these teachers, have had these teachers as your child's teacher. It's a veteran group, and we are very, very fortunate to have them on board. Right, if we could go to the next slide, Lynette Hammond is now going to walk us through some important steps that'll happen over the next couple of weeks.
All right, excuse me. So for this week, we have teachers that have probably already contacted you, but if not, they will be contacting you. We will also be handing out, as Tim mentioned, Chromebooks. They are going to be distributed from our COA buildings on 6th Street, and we'll have an address here. So if you want to take a picture of it, if you don't know where it's at. Then Monday, we anticipate having Odyssey-ware and Ingenuity, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that we'll have the rest of it as well. And we can get everything out and going, because once we do, it's smooth sailing after that. Next. All right, this is the address. This is the time. If you do not have a Chromebook, so kindergartners, new students, or students that chose not to take one home over the summer, I will be sending out a link right after this Zoom meeting, so look for it. And you will be coming to the portables there and picking one up. We are going to hand it right out to you. And of course, if something, for some reason you can't make it, let us know. We will figure something else out. Also, you mentioned down there, some of you might need a hotspot. Our tech department wants us to just create a list. We're getting short on them, so they want to know how many more we would have to order. So curriculum, 6 through 8 typically doesn't have much, if any, curriculum. It's mostly your kindergartners through 5th grade, and more heavier kindergartners through 2nd grade as they're learning to read and write. I'm going to send out a link again, and you're going to select a time to pick up the curriculum. It'll be, we're shooting for a 3-day process, and you'll just be looking for that email once we know when it is here, and then sign up for a time.
And I just want to interject, that's like hard book curriculum. We do have curriculum for 6 to 8, but it's predominantly online.
Right. Yeah. Sorry. Yep. Textbooks.
No problem.
And next screen. Okay. So when you do come and grab either the Chromebook or curriculum, we are going to set it up to where you kind of come in a drive-through. If you're familiar with the building, there's kind of a parking lot on the long side of the building in between the tennis courts and the building. You'll come in, you'll see some cones. There'll be somebody greeting you for curriculum. You'll come in, turn around in a little parking lot, and then drive up curbside. And we will come out to you and hand you what you need. And you won't need to get out of your car. It would just be a quick come and go. We only have allotted 10 minutes for Chromebook and 5 minutes for curriculum. So we need to be really fast and efficient and painless. Just make sure you're on time. So that's going to be really, really important. And then again, look for the sign up link for that when the time comes.
Just to interject real quick, Lynette, I noticed sometimes for some of the families I've talked to, some of this is ending up in their spam boxes. So please be looking in your spam if you aren't receiving emails. And if over the next couple of days you haven't received emails, please contact us.
Let us know. Yeah.
There's also some examples of, look, if you'll go back real quick. So if you ordered McGraw-Hill, Moving Beyond the Page, Core Focus, Middle School Math, Math UC, those are the types of things that we're going to be handing out. The Handwriting Without Tears workbook, if that's all you need, that's still back ordered, and your teachers will be letting you know when that comes in. So if you're wondering which curriculum we're handing out, those are some of the examples.
If I could just add something also. So this is Eric Fuchs. If you are kind of on the fence as far as picking up a Chromebook, I would highly recommend that families do pick one up, or just make sure that every single student in your family does have their own personal learning device. Because as a classroom teacher who did distance learning last spring, sometimes it was difficult for all the different students to be online. And so I just think it's a really good idea that every single student in your household has their own computer. And most certainly if they don't, we definitely have the Chromebooks available to you. So please do feel comfortable.
Can I throw something in too? This is George Vincent. I live in an area that's rural out toward Aurora, and the internet isn't very good out there. So if you guys at home have internet that's maybe not the strongest, and then you've got 2, 3, 4 kids on the internet, do consider getting on the list to get a hotspot. I personally have a Newburgh School District hotspot at my house. That's how I'm able to help students. So
it's awesome. All right, Luke, I think we can move ahead.
As long as we're chiming in, I'll just share also that I'm answering some questions in the Q&A. So those should be showing up hopefully for folks. If they can pop in the Q&A, they can read some answers as well, just as we're going along.
All right, so the last week of September, what's the plan? The plan is that everybody is getting started with the curriculum. We hope that you'll have had it for a few days and you're able to look through it and start to play with what your schedule is going to look like. You've tried some lessons and you have questions. So we want to give you a little bit of time to learn before we meet with you. So the week of the 28th, our goal is to meet with each family, each student that we're advising. The meeting will be somewhere between 30 minutes and an hour. Your advising teacher will send you a link to their schedule so that you can find a time that works for you. We know that you all work and your schedules are different, so we will send you to a site that lists out times and you can pick the one that works for you. If you can't find one that works, reach out to your teacher because this is a really important time. We'll go through, you could go ahead and go to the next screen, Luke, and it kind of outlines. So this is kind of what to expect. You'll meet either in person or virtually, whichever works best for you. We'll fill out any paperwork that we need to fill out. We will review the curriculum with you. We'll look at the schedule and see if we can help you make any adjustments to it. If there are things that have come in that have been back ordered, we'll have those for you if it's come in. We'll take care of any technology issues. So if you're having trouble logging in or you're having trouble accessing Clever and whatnot, we're just there. It's a time we set aside for each family. And then of course your questions, because you're going to have questions when you're getting started and trying to figure this all out. So be watching for an email from your teacher that says, hey, we want to schedule an orientation meeting with you. That's what it is. Next. Amy, are you here? Or no, this is Lynette.
Oh, it didn't update the slide. All right, so There is no part-time families this year. Nope. See if did it update, refresh?
There it is. Yeah.
There we go. All right. So students receive $1,000 per year, $500 per semester for enrichment, and that's an activity that is outside of home, and like sports or karate or photography or ton of things. Anything that they would enjoy doing, and it would give them a nice skill. For information on enrichment, our website has got information on the very bottom. I put links for what you need, like how it works, the professional application. If you know a music teacher that you'd like to take, your student would like to take classes from, have them fill out a professional application, send it in to me. Chances are it'll all be good. Then there's also the reimbursement form. That's just for you to keep track of what you've spent to be reimbursed for the semester. The professional form, it has to be submitted prior to taking a class. And the one thing that we, sorry, I'm reading my thing. One thing that we have enjoyed in the past is CPRD did their own direct billing, but I think they just are feeling like they might get overwhelmed with the amount of numbers we have, and they are no longer doing direct bill. So those families that we have talked to already, just so you know, you'll have to pay in advance. You'll submit a receipt that has the student's name, the date, the shows that you've paid, et cetera. And all that information is on the form of how it works. So look up that form and it'll explain everything. You do not need to be in Newburgh to take advantage of enrichment. I've had kiddos go into Portland and all around the area doing enrichment classes. And then the enrichment menu is dated. I'm hoping Michelle, the new EA, she's going to be helping me out, and we can get that updated for you guys. So when you're looking for a teacher, a music teacher, for instance, you'll have some sort of resource for that. And please, if you have one, send it our way and we'll put it on the list.
And just to interject, the enrichment class money is really meant to make up for the loss of electives that you would get in a traditional school and the PE you would get in a traditional school, and also to help us create well-rounded students. So it's not meant for additional academic courses or like one-time entry fees or subscriptions. What we're looking for is them learning something new, engaging in something, tennis lessons, art lessons, horseback riding. And if you have things that your child is interested in, run it by us, and we want to help you find things. So if you're having a hard time finding things, contact us and we can brainstorm with you to help you find things. It's a little bit trickier than normal with the pandemic, but there are opportunities out there for your students to engage in these enrichment opportunities.
And one more thing to add, for the first semester, I need any receipts for any reimbursements that happened in first semester. They're due, as you can see, January 18th. So I cannot, if you come to me in April and say, hey, I forgot about this receipt, I can't do it, unfortunately, past the semester. And then for the second semester, June 1st.
There's a few enrichment related questions coming in. Can we answer a couple of those quickly?
Sure.
Enrichment is for K students as well, correct? Kindergarten as well, yes.
Oh yeah.
All our students, K through 8.
Great. Does tech or coding classes count for enrichment?
Yes.
If
Can
they're
you
if they're a third grader, they need to reach out to Jessica Fox. She's partnering with George Fox. So if you have a third grader, be sure you reach out because they can participate with the other COA kids.
Great.
free.
Can you, for free? Can you do multiple classes that add up to $500 per semester, or can they
Yes.
only do one class?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Can enrichment help pay for extra tutoring?
No.
Spanish,
Yes.
4-H,
Spanish because it isn't offered, and yes for 4-H.
Well,
we just,
it depends on what it is for 4-H. We
If it-
can't pay for your animal's feed. We can't pay for things like that.
If it's a class or a lessons, those kinds of things.
great. What if we can't advance the fund for enrichment?
Pardon?
What if we can't like pay in advance? Is there a way to figure that out?
Contact me and I'll brainstorm with you.
Great.
You know-
Cheerleading?
Pardon?
Cheerleading?
Yes.
Yes. If it's
All
lessons.
right, I think,
It's
I
a
mean, if
sport.
it's part of a team or lessons.
all right. I think that may have been all of the enrichment ones right now. Next slide.
Yes.
All right, so at COA, we have a lot of activities that we like to do as a community, but those are of course on hold. We do field trips, on-site family fun days, on-site classes, on-site tutoring for middle school kids. And so those are on hold. And if we are able to go back to buildings sometime this year, we are super excited to reinstate all those. School's picture date is to be determined at this point. I think we're waiting to hear from the district how all that's going to happen. But I can tell you that all the COA teachers are brainstorming ways to have some virtual opportunities for your kids. And they're all super exciting. So we'll press pause on that. You'll hear more about those opportunities in the weeks to come.
I see more enrichment questions. Do high school students get the stipend for enrichment?
High school online COA students. It's the high school version of COA is a program of Catalyst High School, and it's technically called distance learning, but we call it COA to not confuse parents. But yes, there is enrichment available for those students in high school COA.
Great. Rosetta Stone for high school kids?
I'm sorry, I missed that.
Rosetta Stone, so a language learning software program.
Have them send me an email with the information. I want to think about that one. Maybe run it by the business office.
And we're getting some pretty detailed ones coming in. Maybe we should just say at this point that if you have a detailed enrichment question, to email Tim.
Yeah, and
He loves email.
Lynette on it. And me and myself and Lynette, and we'll get to the bottom of it for you.
Great.
Sometimes there's certain things that the business office can't pay for. So sometimes if it's questionable, I'll run it by the business office also.
Okay.
All right, so since we're talking about electives, this is how we track them. So we're required to track their elective time. Elementary school has 60 minutes of weekly PE and 60 minutes per week of one other elective. Middle school students have 30 minutes of PE a day and 60 minutes per week of one other elective. So electives can be all of the things we just talked about with the enrichment classes. We hope they find something that they're interested in. And in the bottom of the slide, there's an example of a digital elective log. And what you do is just focus on the time and over the week. So even though for middle school, it's 30 minutes a day, if they've got soccer twice a week for 2 hours, that counts as 4 hours. So that's all good. That's all it works. So we're just counting minutes. And then your advisory teacher will email you at the end of the month and say, hey, it's time to submit your elective logs. And you can reshare the electronic copy. But if you have a family paper calendar that you're tracking all that on, it's okay to shoot your advisory teacher a photo of that.
And it looks like that sample elective log Google permissions we need to update so people can access that, but maybe we'll send that out as well somehow, or maybe link it on the COA site.
Yeah,
Great.
we'll share it with families at their orientation meeting.
Great.
I just sent it to you. All right, guys. So here's a big one for new families. They don't know any different, so they're like, "Oh, they won't know." But for families that are returning to COA, this is a big change. So you notice that I said every day, daily, about 4 times on this very page. Attendance has to be done every day from our start on, we believe, the 21st or the 21st, right, Tim?
Correct.
Right. So starting on the 21st. So where you will find that, so when you log on to your child's Clever page, I did a little screenshot of what it's going to look like. It says good morning, and then there's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday tab. They're just going to click that first thing when they log on, and we'll have some fun things like a joke of the day and whatnot. But really, it's a form, and once they have submitted it, it will dump into our a spreadsheet, and then we'll be able to take attendance. So this is a big change. We know some of you don't log on to Chromebooks right away, but you will need to get in the habit of that. Maybe put that on your child's schedule that you have them log on and do it. So every day by 3 p.m., we need to have you take care of that. We still can count other things, but this is going to be a place where we can try to track your attendance because the district is mandating it. So.
And actually, can I interject, Christy? It's actually the state of Oregon that mandated that. So it wasn't a district change. It was a state of Oregon change. So don't call the district and complain, because they don't have a choice either.
Yes.
You can call the governor and complain.
Yeah. So every day we have to take attendance.
I guess that's me. So we decided to create a COA family resource website. And the vision for that is it'll be a one-stop shop for families. It'll be dynamic and changing through the year. Things will be added. We have a lot of really fun things on there already if you want to take a look. And what's going to be on there are enrichment ideas and a different type, well, regular enrichment that we've been talking about. There'll be ideas also, but also enrichment for learning. So as teachers, we've taught these subjects for a long time, and we'll have some videos we might share in class that the kids have enjoyed, or maybe there's even some fun movies that would go along with what they're learning that the families would like. There are things there to deepen their learning. For on the geography page for middle school, there's all about Google Earth and how they record that. There's some compass activities, some fun things to do with your kids. It's just a lot of things to deepen their learning, some hands-on activities. There's also helpful links on there, maybe to help children understand a concept. There's some tutorials or sites where they can get help if they get stuck. There's a home page on there, and on that home page, it'll show you the purpose of the website. There's also, if you scroll down, there's a submission form, because we want this to be a community effort. So a lot of you families have been doing this for a while, and others will come across things that their kids love or that have been great for that they've tried at home. And please go ahead and submit that to us, and we'll get it on the website. We just want this to be a whole community effort of things that we can access. So there's at the top, there's the home from the office. Then there will be elementary, middle school, and I have a groups page where I have links to the 2 Facebook pages that are associated with COA. And if families are creating any groups that you would like to put out there for other families, go ahead and submit that, and I will get that on the groups page. And we just hope this will be something that will be helpful for everyone.
Okay, we are on our last slide, and then we'll start answering questions. IEP and 504 services are going to be provided by your student's home school. We will be following your student's IEP 504, and so all the items on their special ed plan or their 504 plan will be followed by us. But your home special ed teacher will be the case manager for. So for example, if you live in the Edwards boundaries and your student is going to COA, then the Edwards special ed teacher will be your child's case manager, and they will work with your teacher to implement your child's IEP. For the 504s, it'll be the homeschool that you live in, school counselor that will be helping your teacher implement the 504 plan. If you live out of district and you did an interdistrict transfer in, then our special services director and ZIL will appoint a special ed teacher to be your child's case manager, or in the case of a 504 plan, they will appoint a school counselor to be your child's case manager. So with that, we will move to go ahead and to start taking on these question answer. Luke, do you want to ask the questions and then one of us will jump in and answer it?
Absolutely, I do.
Okay.
Our student does not have a login or password for anything yet, such as for Clever. When should we be receiving this? I nominate Lynette for that one, I think. Although maybe Christy wants it.
Doesn't matter. They must be a new student. I don't know. I'm guessing that would be a new student. And then if they haven't talked to the teacher yet, the teachers are going to be supplying the username and passwords once you connect with them.
Yeah. And if anyone needs a reminder as well, I know that sometimes those get forgotten over the course of a summer, and that's totally normal.
Mhm.
When is the online started? How do we do for the first class? So when are things starting, and then what should they do for that first day?
Well, school starts on the 21st. So we are super hopeful that we will have curriculum to you. You'll spend the first week kind of exploring and setting up your schedule and kind of looking over things, trying a few things. Your teachers are going to be trying to support you. The week of the 28th, we'll have orientation meetings where we can kind of problem solve anything that you're having trouble with. If you have a paper and pencil curriculum, you can anticipate getting it the week of the 21st. And if you're completely online, we are hopeful that we have those ready to go very soon. So.
And I would just like to interject. We chose to do the orientation meetings the week after you receive the curriculum. So that gives you a chance to get in and work with the curriculum, communicate with your teacher, and then you know what questions to ask when you meet with your child's teacher. So it might sound a little backwards, curriculum first, orientation second, but our experience has been that works better than trying to do the orientation first and then giving the curriculum out, or at the same time as the curriculum.
So I think this next one got asked just before we got started, so it probably got answered already, but just to recap, when is the packet and book pickup?
So
the goal is
I need to nominate someone to answer. Go for it,
yeah.
Tim.
We believe right now we have a schedule to start Monday, and it'll be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We anticipate tomorrow we'll be able to pick up the curriculum. But we still are a little bit dependent on the air quality and Northwest Textbook Depository having their warehouse workers in the warehouse. The order's ready to go, but we have to go pick it up, and we can't pick it up if they aren't in the warehouse. If that is the case, tomorrow we can go pick it up. Then Monday through Wednesday, you will get an email with a link to sign up for a time slot to come in and pick up the curriculum. So that is different than the Chromebook pickup that's tomorrow. And so Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, you will come and pick up your students' curriculum. If one of those times don't work, then please contact us and we will arrange another time to do it.
Great. Do we create a login, or do you guys provide a login for McGraw-Hill app on Clever? I believe the answer to that is that we're creating those logins through Clever. I'm getting a nod from Christy. I'm also getting feedback from someone's computer. Uh-oh, am I talking too loud? Is it Tim's? Okay, but you should leave your mic on, Tim. We're gonna make you answer the next one, I think. Or maybe Christy, if we don't need a Chromebook and we are doing Odyssey Ware, do we need to go to the pickup tomorrow? Will there be anything else students will need to pick up?
If you do not want a Chromebook, you do not have to come tomorrow. And Odyssey Wear works on any computer that has internet.
This next one says, sorry if this is a dumb question. It's not a dumb question, but are we starting COA on Monday along with the rest of the district? Seems that way. Yes, it does seem that way. We are starting Monday. I'm
We are
getting
trying
nods.
to get going. Yeah.
We're going to do our best. That is what we are doing.
And there may be a little confusion, Luke, because teachers were reaching out to students this week and I'd asked them to do that. And that wasn't to make people feel like there was an urgency. We just wanted students to be able to start connecting with their teachers. So if that's our official start is Monday, but I know that the teachers have been very eager and they've been reaching out to students.
The next one says, thank you teachers and staff for all your hard work. That's very nice. If we don't remember what subjects we asked for paper curriculum, how can we find out what our student was signed up for?
I would recommend that you reach out to your advising teacher. She has access to what we ordered for who. So that would probably be the easiest and quickest way to get that answer.
At least one of her kids has McGraw-Hill, so she needs to sign up.
Thank you, Jess.
I think
All
the
right.
advising teacher just jumped in.
Great. That's the personal touch that we love with COA. Do I need to sign up to pick up a Chromebook or can I just show up?
Please sign up.
How did they do that, Lynette? You want to recap that one?
I'm going to be sending out a link right after this meeting. So look in your inbox and spam perhaps, and sign up for a time. They are in 10-minute increments between 1 and 5:30 tomorrow.
That's great. Distance learning options for enrichment. If I'm not sending my kids to school, I'm definitely not going to send them off to a karate class. We totally get that. I think there have been some ideas that have been thrown out. It sounds like Kelly is going to be kind of curating some options on that COA Family Resources website. Anyone else want to add anything to that answer?
Yeah, I've been adding things to our COA Facebook page. So just like today, the Oregon Children's Theater came out with an online theater class that looks really cool. So as soon as we get resources or if other parents come across things, submit them to Kelly or to myself and we'll get them out there.
I just put that on the website today.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Hey, Christy, I think a lot of, my girls are in dance and they offer either online or in person. So I would imagine that the martial arts studios are doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm. I know my neighbor's soccer coach is doing the same thing. He has virtual and in person. So check in with.
Sorry. There are music teachers also that are offering virtual one-on-one music lessons.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Do we need to request handwriting without tears / keyboarding without tears, or are they automatically ordered for all students? And I don't know, Christy, if you have a better answer than this, but I believe that we have a typing app I know of that is district-wide at this point and should be available for COA.
Can anybody hear Luke or is it just me?
I can hear Luke.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you're a lot quieter, Luke, but we can hear you. I can answer the question. So Amber, K5 received Handwriting Without Tears. It's a physical book, and then grades 2 through 5 will receive a log-on. It's brand new this year, so we're going to be exploring that together. So grades 2 through 5, we will have a typing app. And then Luke mentioned that on our Clever pages, teachers can put a typing. Do you remember what it's called? Typing Club or something?
I don't off the top of my head, but I can look that up for sure and get that before the end of this. All right. This is a comment. It's a good comment. One hotspot was not enough for our 3 boys. It really needs to be 1 hotspot per kid. And as the tech department person, I want to say, let's start with 1 and see how that goes to make sure we have enough. But yeah, if there are, depending on where you live and then what kinds of things you're trying to do online, I tested with some people in my house and we could do 2 Google Meets at once pretty easily, but the 3rd one started to have problems for sure. So if you're going to have a couple kids doing streaming video all at the same time, yeah, that's something we should look into for you. Do I need to schedule a time to pick up a Chromebook or can I just show up? Schedule a time. Okay, we did that one. How do we get onto Clever? So to get to Clever, there's a link on the top of the Newberg website. So newberg.k12.or.us has a link to Clever right now to click on. Once you're on there, you have to select your school. If you're on a district Chromebook, this should all load automatically. It should be the first thing that comes on and they should just get signed in automatically. But if you're on a different device, you'll have to pick your school. And I don't think Chehalem Online Academy is one of the school options. So you can literally pick any school in the district. You could pick Newberg High School, Mabel Rush, any of them. That will get you into our district profile, and your students' information shall load into that dashboard there. Did I miss anything in my answer?
That was very well done.
Thank you. I should know that one. Will my middle school students use Clever too? Yes, they will. Middle school, high school, elementary, all will use Clever. Is the Clever page accessed through Google Classroom? It's probably the other way more. You use Clever to get into your Google Classroom or to your different apps. So Clever is kind of the portal through which we get to everything.
Can I add something? If
Yes,
your kids
please.
were in one of our schools in prior years, they know all about Clever. That's the first thing that pops up when they've opened their Chromebooks at school.
Yeah. What if you need to have unusual days for school? For example, Friday to Monday versus Monday through Friday because of work schedules.
So I'll take that one. So one of the beauties of COA is we do allow families to be flexible with when they do their schedule with their children. So you can do that. We still need you to check in every day, Monday through Friday, because that's a state requirement. But if you want to do your work Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you can do that. Just make sure you're checking in every day and you're staying caught up with your student is staying caught up with their work. Anything you want to add to that, Christy?
No, that's perfect. Yep, flexible schedules. Just be sure you get attendance in each day so we stay in compliance.
Hey,
Sure.
Christy, can I add something as a parent?
Yes.
I plan on my phone putting the Google form. I want my kids to do it as often as possible, but I will just put the Google form, a shortcut key on my phone, and I will just check in for them but still make them go do the process. But then that way I know that I'm just complying and it just gets done. And so when I wake up before my kids and have my morning coffee, I'll just check them in. And then I know I get to do my work whenever it's reasonable and right for my family, because sometimes it will be 6 o'clock at night and sometimes it will be 10 in the morning. So if that helps families, that's just how I plan on handling that.
That's a great idea.
If attendance is taken, how many days can a student miss? So Tim, you want to take that one?
Yeah. Well, we prefer that students, ideally, we get 100% attendance. The most important thing in COA is staying caught up with the work. Some students work faster than others. We do want you checking in every day, but probably the bigger key is are your students staying caught up with the work, and are you communicating with your student's teacher or teachers to keep them caught up? It's just like a regular school. We need if you're not attending, meaning you're not working on the work and communicating with your teachers, you're not going to do well. You're not going to learn. So it really helps us, especially this year, if you are keeping up with the attendance, because the state's going to be watching that pretty close.
Yeah.
Are assignments due daily, same as attendance?
Yeah, so it depends on which software you're using. If you're using Odysseyware, Ingenuity, it will autofill a daily assignment that's expected to be done. If you're doing McGraw-Hill, that's a teacher-led platform. So the day-to-day is between you, the teaching learning guide, and the student. And so you'll be working through those. Your teachers will provide you with a pacing guide, which will give you some benchmarks to hit, like finish homework by week 5 or take your first unit test by week 6, things like that.
Sounds good. There's 2 questions about IEPs or 504s. One is just what is an IEP or 504? And those are just specialized learning plans for students with some unique learning needs. If your student's on one of those, you would know about that. And then the question is, should we contact them for that, or will they contact us? And I would say it probably doesn't hurt to be proactive and to go ahead and make contact for that. And if you are wondering who to contact or what to do next, I would say just flood Tim Graham's email inbox with your questions. All right. Is COA going to get its own Facebook page for general communications, just in case emails don't go through?
COA already has a Facebook page that we use to try to put some public communications on. We are still working on getting our groups set up on Blackboard, which is a district communication tool, as well as our Gmail group. So we're still working on making sure that everybody's on there. But those are our typical avenues for communication.
Sounds good. Will we get Odyssey password and login info by the end of the week so we can make sure we're ready to go on Monday morning? And I don't know if I know the specifics on that. Christy, do you know that one?
Yeah, that's our hope. Our hope is we're gonna have some work sessions tomorrow. I know the middle school teachers are already working on getting all the courses assigned. It's a little bit of a laborious task. It's not a difficult task, but it takes time to get all of those. And then I believe teachers will be communicating with parents individually to let them know what their username and passwords are.
Yeah, that's great. This is a good question. Why can't I log into my daughter's Clever account on my personal computer? You should be able to do that. Typically what's going on there is that Clever authenticates through Google. So if there's another Google account that's logged in there, sometimes it gets confused. And if you need help sorting through that and figuring it out, we have a family help desk email account and phone number to call. So 503-554-4545, I believe. I can actually post that in the chat and then maybe we can get it on the COA website. It's actually on Clever as well. So if you're, wait, it doesn't help. If you're not able to log into Clever, it doesn't help you that it's on Clever. It's not very clever. So we'll get that info out though for how to contact tech support, and that's something we can definitely help figure out for sure. What if we know our student will be absent for certain days?
Well, probably the best first step would be to email Lynette and myself and let us know what days are going to be absent. Again, some families in COA will choose to do extra work for like 3 days, and that's their work week. So the bigger thing is, are you staying caught up with the pacing guides? And are you staying in your student understanding the work? If you're going to be missing a couple days and you can't you can't get to the login and mark that they were present, just give me, Lynette and myself, a heads up.
And if I can interject, to include their teacher as well.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Is Cub Scouts or Scouts BSA an allowable enrichment activity?
Email Lynette and myself, and I'll check in on that.
The next one's probably going to be another one where we'll need to update down the road. Is the school year being extended to accommodate the last 2 weeks of no school? So I don't think we have an answer to that yet, but I know that there's at least some conversation going on about how to figure that out. So more to come on that one, hopefully. What if we were planning on doing non-school stuff on Fridays and get our work done in 4 days?
I can take that. Kristen, hi, Kristen. That is allowable. Again, we do want you to still go in and mark your attendance on the 5th day, but that is very allowable with COA, and we have lots of families who have done that in the past, and it's worked well for them.
That's great. So I am actually typing an answer to the very next one, which is just about, if the student's login is not working, what can I do about that? And I'm saying, please email support@Newberg, and I'm putting the email address, and I'm also putting the phone number. So I'll pop both of those into the answered questions, and you can see the full phone number and the email address there if you want to write those down or call or email those numbers. I have been looking for elective options and suggestions. Where would I find them? And maybe we can also push out the information about the website that Kelly's working on and curating some stuff on. Is that the best answer for that?
It is on our COA Facebook page. Our community web page is there. And you could also join Friends of COA, which is another Facebook page. It just has our parents on it. And so those are great places to connect in with others. right now because we're kind of in a new paradigm. We're having to look for resources in a new way. So lean on each other is my advice to you.
Sounds good. If our family goes on vacation during the school year and does not have access to check in, how do we handle this?
I would communicate with your child's teacher, number one, and then check in with the office, number two.
Sounds good. So what are the students doing for the first day of school if their curriculum is not handed out until the middle of the week? That's a great question.
It is. I don't know, for anybody that has an elementary age student, we were given the green light to use Seesaw, and we've been having all kinds of fun on Seesaw. Most of your teachers have been reading stories or assigning science experiments and those types of things. We're trying to get some activities out so that they have daily learning opportunities. Middle school, I'm not sure what you've been, I think you're just working on contacting families and getting them going. Amy, do you have anything to add?
We reached out and gave some options that they could do, and we will our Edgenuity will probably be ready to go on Monday, and you'll probably have the logins before that. So you'll get to start right away.
It's exciting. Thanks, Kelly.
My kids are starting online enrichment courses through outschool.com. Can I fill out the professional form for them?
So let me clarify that. The professional form is mainly for your music teacher, your small professional that might not have a W-9. OutSchool, I think Tim looked into that, and we will not need to get a professional application for that. It's more for somebody that's not known very well, just so that we have the ability, to answer to the district office who this person is or who, what they're all about.
That's great. So next question is, will the quarter be extended or will we need to catch up? And I don't think we know the answer to that quite yet, but I don't believe there's been conversation about changing the quarter dates or the semester dates. If there's any catching up, it would probably be done kind of somehow between those dates, if that happens, which we don't know yet. For middle school, high school electives, do they have to be paid enrichment activities and or teacher led? Can electives be built around self-serve subscription solutions like Khan Academy, Code Academy, and then a few others are named as well?
No, electives do not have to be paid for through the enrichment money, but we do want you to work with your teacher advisor to work out what the activity is going to be. Same with PE. You can do PE on your own, or you can do PE through the enrichment funds, but you do not have to use the enrichment funds.
Thanks, Tim. How do we know who our advising teacher is?
If you haven't heard from them yet, go ahead and email me and Lynette, and we will get you the name of your advising teacher.
That's great. If my child's email account from last year was, go ahead, Christine.
With the advising teachers, you might give them, they just started today, so give them a couple of days. So if you haven't heard by Friday, then reach out, but give the teachers a little bit of time to reach out, because middle school advising teachers, they have a lot larger caseload. So give them some time.
And that maybe answers one we have coming up, which was, I'm wondering if my student can meet this week with his teacher, and possibly, but they also might need a day or two to get everything set and going. Does that kind of sound like the right way to answer that? Okay. If my child's email account from last year was deactivated, is there an ETA and when that issue would be resolved? Yeah, I know we resolved a bunch of those yesterday. So if that's still a problem today, please email that support@Newburgh email address, and we will try to get that reactivated right away. There's usually a couple hour turnaround on that. We have 2 Chromebooks to drop off. Do we sign up for that? I'm going to guess you don't need to sign up to drop off Chromebooks. Lynette, what do you think?
So I'm a little puzzled with that. You want to keep your Chromebooks.
Unless
But
you don't
yeah,
need them, we'll take them back.
yeah, if you don't need them, then yeah, go ahead and bring them tomorrow. That's fine.
Yeah, we'll still check them in and whatnot.
Yeah. This person says, I missed how to sign up for the pickup tomorrow. Where is the sign up? And I heard Lynette say that she's going to be emailing that out right after this. So check email tonight. If we need a hotspot later in the year, could we be able to request one? Yes, absolutely. And go through Lynette for that. And we'll be continuing to keep technology updated and getting it out to people throughout the year as needs come and go. All right, I don't know the answer to this next one. I'm really curious. Are we using Parent View?
I think in the past we have not used Parent View. Most of our middle school students have a online platform where the parent has complete access to their grades down to which assignment that they missed. So I believe that's accurate. I'm not sure if Amy has anything to add, but my guess would be log on to your child's platform. You'll have far more information there.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You have total access. It's not a mystery. They know how to do that. And in fact, we will share that information with parents so that it's a team approach.
Yeah.
That's great. So fifth graders need to pick up writing without tears tomorrow.
Those are back ordered, and Lynette can tell us, I believe it was several weeks before they were coming in. Okay. So it's going to be.
So we'll let people know when those show up and figure that out then.
Okay. Yeah, those will get passed out at a separate time from the rest of the curriculum.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Next question is there any more thoughts about doing an OBOB COA book club? And the quiz question for Tim Graham is, what does OBOB stand for? Does he remember from last time?
Battle of the Books.
Good.
Yeah, very good.
Done.
Battle of the Books. Yeah.
I will just chime in to say that, when you're on your Clever dashboard, if you're logged into that, there's a really cool, rather new app we have called Sora. And Sora is an online library, and I believe it has all of the Battle of the Books books available on there to check out digitally. So check out Sora, and that's a great resource for this. Cool. And I'll let Christy take it away from there on answering about OBOB COA, or maybe someone else.
We have a teacher that's very excited. Eric, are you here? Eric and I were just kind of talking about that's something he might want to explore.
And another teacher and I 2 years ago actually led the OBOB battles at my school, and then I participated as a moderator in districts. So I'm really excited to organize an OBOB program, and I also know that Jessica Fox has extensive experience with Battle of the Books also. So maybe that's something Jessica and I could team on, and we can do a virtual or whatever OBOB is going to look like this year. I think it would be very exciting to do.
I'd be happy to do that with you, Eric. And I'm sure Chloe could help us as well.
Yeah.
Great. Is there a sample schedule or template so I can tweak it for what we need to stay up to date?
So Stephanie, if I'm understanding correctly, a sample schedule, like a daily schedule, I'm not quite sure.
I'm guessing, Christy, she's talking about like a pacing guide or a like when to do what assignments.
Yes.
I think that's
there is definitely, so on an online platform, it sets it up for you. It tells you exactly which assignments to do each day, if your child is working ahead, if they're behind. So that one self-paces, but McGraw-Hill does not. So your child's advising teacher will be giving you a pacing guide. So you will know that by the second week of October, for example, that you need to be through Unit 1 of Wonders, which is the reading program. So you will have that for all 4 core subjects.
Hey, Christy, can I interject there?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, this is one of my parents. So she was wondering, with mainstream classrooms, they got kind of a sample schedule to follow for like when to do reading and when to take a break. And so she was wondering if there was any access to something like that with COA specifically.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, oh yeah, that helps me out a lot. So because we're asynchronous, parents work on all different schedules. And so we've never really come out with, a suggested schedule to follow. But it would be something that Joy and I and Stephanie, I'd be happy to, kind of help you guys through that. So, but I think the biggest thing to do is kind of talk through your schedule with your teacher and then let her help guide you. So for example, you have an hour in the morning and 2 hours in the afternoon. How do you make best use of that time? So it's kind of individualized. That's what makes our program so cool. Yeah.
And for middle school, we were thinking it takes about 1 hour per subject every day.
Yeah.
On that kind of topic of schedules and pacing guides, are there modified pacing guides available for students on IEPs? I don't know that we have any ready to go maybe, but that would be something we could work on with the special ed specialist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And some of the subjects, there are different pacing guides. For science, for example, it has a different pacing amount of time you would spend each day or how many days in the week to spend on science. So there are some of those tools embedded in McGraw-Hill.
That's great. I just got a form sent to me saying I need to turn in the technology responsible use agreement before getting a Chromebook. Can I just bring that tomorrow upon pickup?
Yes.
That would be fine. And then
Absolutely.
I'm also saying, Lynette, I don't know if you've heard this, but we are making the pandemic/forest fire exception where if they can't get the form in, we'll take a verbal agreement for now and track down the form later if that's a barrier. So
All right.
that's an option just in these wild times we're living through. Yeah. And then it also asks about not knowing the student ID number. Don't worry about that. We can fill that in.
We got ways.
We do have ways. Do I understand correctly that kindergartners will have the need for physical curriculum pickup and need to sign up to do that?
Yes.
Yes. Look for an email from Lynette tonight.
So you'll be getting two sign up emails, one for tomorrow for the Chromebook pickup, and then you'll get a sign up for the curriculum pickup. And, and be looking for both those emails.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll get the curriculum pickup later this week for a Monday pickup. Fingers crossed. The dance is on.
So we're going to hold off on sending the curriculum sign up because we don't want to send it out and then we don't get the curriculum from Northwest Textbook Depository. So right now we're planning to start Monday. As soon as we know for sure, we'll send that second email out for the curriculum pickup. So to try to make it real clear for parents, I know you've had lots of stop, start. Tomorrow is the Chromebook pickup, and tonight you'll get an email for the sign up for that. When we know for sure we can start passing out curriculum Monday morning, you will get an email for that pickup, to sign up for that pickup.
Cool. For an IEP, do we need to get it to COA or will you get it from the previous school? I think we will take care of that. Does that sound right? Yeah, okay, we will take care of that. Can the hotspot travel or does it have to stay in Newburgh? We're planning a family trip to Wyoming in October. Those should travel. We can't guarantee that Verizon or T-Mobile will have great coverage wherever you go, but those can cross state lines and still work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thanks. You guys are fantastic. I like that one. If my child goes on a trip and can't log in, what should we do?
Keep doing the work.
Email your child's teacher, so they can get the attendance done.
Yeah, just let us know and we'll work with you on that.
And again, probably the biggest key is we need to do those attendance sign-ins. The state's made that really clear. But the big thing is staying caught up. So if you're somewhere where you're not able to sign in, keep working or get a little bit ahead before you leave on the trip.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Do we need parent volunteers to sort all those books and curriculum things that are happening?
Yeah, I have a small list of people who emailed me and I passed that on to Lynette and Michelle. So if you didn't already do that and you are available, you could definitely email me and I'll add you to the list.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Does the business or instructor for enrichment need to be registered with COA, or can we just submit receipts?
We do ask you to clear it beforehand, because there are things the business office is going to pay for, and there are things that they aren't, there's state guidelines of how money can be spent. So just check before you move ahead. That way I don't send it on your receipt to the business office and then it gets told no.
Great. Is it at all possible to squeeze in one more core focus on math paper book, or to order it elsewhere?
We can probably figure that out. Why don't you email your advisory teacher and myself, and we will look into that.
Yeah.
This is a great tech question. So it says, I'm getting emailed Google Meet URLs to my Gmail email address, but I cannot forward that link to my child's email. Is there a way for me to email my kid from an okayed email address? So we do have our student email accounts locked into just being able to email within the school district, just to make sure we're providing that level of safety. For those Google Meet URLs, the way we'll be passing them to students is either through Clever or through Seesaw or through Google Classroom. So looking for nods, and I'm seeing some nods. If we need to figure out a workaround for that, for a one-time thing, you could email me and I would help with that. Just as a one-off thing, sure. But yeah, typically that shouldn't be an issue, but as we're getting up and running, that might be something we run into kind of randomly.
And Miles, I think that I'm your advisory teacher. So if you need a Google link emailed to your child, I can email it to them through my school account. Also, you just need to let me know and I can do that.
Great. Will both Odysseyware and Edgenuity be used simultaneously, or is one replacing the other for middle school? Saw this in an email.
Amy, do you want to take
Edgenuity? Yeah, Edgenuity is an updated version of Odysseyware that we're using for grade 6 through 8. And if you used Odysseyware before, I think you might like the change. It's a little bit different, but we're excited about it. It's got some really good components.
What is the name of the Facebook page?
All right, so the parent page is called Friends of COA. And then our school Facebook page is called COA, or Newburgh COA. Newburgh COA.
And would it be safe to say that we'll get links to those on the COA website so that they can click onto the COA Facebook sites if they're not there already? Are they there already?
I'm not sure if the parent one is, just because the district isn't managing that one.
I put them both on the family resource website under groups.
There
And
you
that's linked on the COA website.
There you go.
Okay. So COA website will get you to all the places eventually.
Yeah.
Okay. Can parents document electives, i.e. cooking, art, etc.?
Yeah, if you do not have to choose a class. If you want to do something independently with your child, like photography or cooking or quilting, you're more than welcome to do that. Yeah, we encourage that, in fact, so go for it.
This one says, we have a copy of our IEP from a previous school. Who do we email it to? I'd say we should email that over to Tim, and Tim can make sure that gets to the right person. Okay. Question, can you thank all of the teachers and staff of COA for me? We appreciate you all. Yes, thank you, COA staff.
That's awesome.
I haven't received any communication from my middle school student. When can I expect to hear from someone? And that should be happening today or tomorrow if it hasn't yet. And if you haven't heard from someone by Monday, please let Tim know and he'll coordinate that.
And you should have been receiving emails from me for the update. So if you're not getting that, please email me or Lynette. We'll make sure that you're added to our Blackboard email list.
And if you're getting emails from like a former neighborhood school, probably email that school and let them know you're at COA now. I know they've done a whole bunch of account moving and something may have gotten missed in there. There's just been a lot of changes happening. So they can take care of that for you. I have a damaged Chromebook and need a new one. What do I do? I would say fill out the form to do a pickup and come pick up a new one and then drop off the damaged one and we'll take care of that for you.
And one thing that might be helpful, Luke, for technology is if you put a sticky note on it with what the problem is with the Chromebook. Does that help technology?
Sure. Yeah. We've gotten some really good answers before, like there's a smashed banana in the power jack. So, try to beat that. We'll see if we can get one better than that. When will we know who is our humanities teacher for middle school? I think that
Your
person might be able to like
child's
wave.
advisor- Sorry, your child's advisor is their humanities teacher. So if you've heard from their advisor, that's their humanities teacher.
Cool. Our son is on a swim team. Does the swim practice count towards his PE for middle school?
Yes.
Great. I'll rephrase my question. We bought better laptops for our kids, so we don't need the Chromebooks. You said that we need to schedule a time for pickup and drop off. If we just need to drop them off, can we come anytime? And I'd say that's fine, anytime during that window, just to drop off. I would like to be a parent helper with OBOB. That's fantastic. I would say email Eric Mr. Fuchs. Eric Fuchs.
Awesome.
Very cool. You guys are amazing. Thank you for all you're doing to help my students be successful. We are happy to do that. How can I get a hotspot? Lynette, is the right way to get a hotspot to fill in the form that comes out tonight, or is there something else?
No, just email me and we are going to start a list and then we will distribute them once we get the hotspots.
Great. Do you not have hotspots right now, Lynette?
We're down to about 3.
Okay. We've ordered another 50 that should be here by the end of the week. So we'll get you more quickly.
Okay.
Do kindergartners do any of the work solo or do the parents sit with them through each lesson?
I would say as a longtime kindergarten teacher, it's going to be really important that you work with them. For the most part, there may be a few opportunities, for example, on their child platform, there'll be some games and some leveled readers that they could do independently. But for the most part, you will be working with your child as they learn their letters and sounds and whatnot.
Sounds good. Can we have an instructor come into our home for enrichment lessons and still be reimbursed? We have 6 kids in our home, 3 of which are highly immune compromised, but really want to participate in the activities.
Yes, we'd want to clear that, have them fill out the instructor form with Lynette. So contact Lynette, and I think that's a great option. You're still limited to the $500 per student, but kind of a creative idea in my mind.
And if I can interject, on the website, the professional application, just go and have your instructor fill that out and send that in to me.
Okay. When do we find out who the IEP teacher is going to be for our child? I heard it's the teacher at the school they would attend, example, Even Young or Creator, etc. So I think, Tim, you want to answer that one?
Yeah, it is the teacher, is the special ed teacher of whatever school your student is in the boundary for. If you are from out of district, and ZIL will be appointing a SPED teacher to be the case manager for your student. But yeah, if you came from UN Young, it'll be a case manager from UN Young or Edwards or Sham Valley Middle School.
And yeah, just email Tim if you have questions. That's going to be my answer. Since attendance is so important, if our child is too sick to do school, should we still check them in for attendance? Is saying I'm not attending acceptable? It's okay to miss school, to be sick. That's allowable. You're a human. This happens. Anything else, Tim, on that?
Yeah, that's the correct answer. You don't, I mean, you go in and mark them as not absent, or just not go in, and that would be counted as absent.
Yeah, we can add a line in that Google form for the parents. They can just check students sick or something like that. So yeah, that's easy for us.
Or you could get an audiobook on Sora and listen to an audiobook while you're homesick. Is the link for signing up tomorrow in an email we already received, or will that email link be coming out tonight? And I heard that's coming out tonight. So look for it tonight after this.
It'll be from Lynette Hammond. So look for her and check your spam. Some of this ends up in spam. So
Yep.
if you haven't heard from her by tomorrow morning, email me, because I know she's going to send it out. But if somehow you haven't got the email me, and I'll make sure you get the link.
Does a 30-minute yoga class count for PE?
Yes.
How do I know if a vendor is on the approved enrichment list? For example, horseback riding places.
The enrichment list menu is on the CHAM Online Academy website. It's towards the bottom of the page. There's several links to different forms. If you have a horseback riding place you would be interested that's not on there, just communicate with Lynette and she can probably work with you.
Yeah, it is very, it very much needs to be updated. So if you have one, just let me know about it and we can add it to the list.
And Lynette knows the horse world really well.
Yeah.
This one says, I think it's supposed to be a follow-up from an earlier one. I was expecting to be working very closely, obviously, but we're just trying to get a rough time frame for everything throughout our day. How many hours on average are done daily? So I heard an hour per subject in middle school.
It's about the same. Kindergarten, you're going to have to work through their stamina. So some days you may be able to get up to an hour of the lesson done, and some days you're just going to lose them. So I would plan for a kindergartner to be working about 4 hours a day. In the public school, they'd be doing about 6. So 4 to 6 would be a typical.
Yeah.
Can I chime in on that one a little bit?
Oh, Mary's here.
Yeah. So kindergarten parents, your kids' attention span is about 15 minutes. So especially in the beginning. So do a 15-minute lesson, then take a brain break and do some kind of physical activity, some jumping jacks, run around the house, do something to get them moving, because that's about their attention span for right now. And then tackle the next 15 minutes of the lesson. And you will be spending, probably 4 hours a day with your child doing things. And also, once you've taught them something, they can practice it on their own. You don't have to sit with them while they're practicing it, as long as you modeled it for them the first time. Yeah. And we'll get more into that in your orientation meetings and things.
Yeah, and if I could just piggyback on like what Mary said, up at the elementary levels, keep in mind that it doesn't mean 6 hours of instruction every day. It doesn't mean 4 hours of instruction every day. The time that's included is also students working on the work or working on the assignment. Is that correct, Christy? Yeah. So,
some of the lessons, the actual teaching part may be 20 minutes, and then you have some practicing to do with your child, and then they might have some independent work that they're working on. Yeah.
All right. The next question is, would an app like Peloton be reimbursable? Tim, do you know that one?
No. Yeah.
So I think
yeah,
that's the answer is a no for that one.
I can almost guarantee the business office would be asking me what that was. It needs instructors.
Think about enrichment that they would normally have in school.
Okay.
Options. We can just broaden it.
This is a great comment. As a parent, I think 15 minutes is my attention span too. Facepalm. Time for kindergarten for me too. Fantastic. I'm looking at the family orientation available times. There are none listed for the evening. My husband would like to attend. Will evening options be available? And I would say my answer probably would be to email that individual teacher and see if they can work something out for you. I'm seeing nods on that, so that sounds like the right answer. I have taken a look at the sign up email that just came out for family orientations. There are no, oh wait, we just answered that one. Just more detail on that one. Will you send out the help desk phone number? Yeah, I have it right now. It's 503-554-4545. I think I also put it in an answer up in the Q&A somewhere. I typed out some answers to those. And then once you're logged into Clever, there's going to be an icon for tech help. And that number is listed there as well. But 503-554-4545.
That's kind of the exact reason why I decided to wait, in case there was anything else I wanted to include in my email. So I'll also include in my email the tech support for parents for Chromebooks.
Cool. Lynette, I will even email you like an exact like paragraph with all the fun details we have.
Oh, awesome. Thanks.
Will you send a link to Sora? I think the right way to answer that question is that if you can get to the Clever page and get your student logged into the Clever page and then just scroll down, Sora is one of the apps available on there. I think it's a bluish icon with a like floaty, bubbly character on it, which probably doesn't help because they probably all have floaty, bubbly characters on them. Have we reached the end of the questions? Oh, one more. Is clothing and equipment reimbursable for a specific enrichment activity, or is it case by case? Tim, I think you're muted if you're speaking.
I would not think that would be, I don't think we could pass clothing past the district office.
You can pay for the activity, but not the clothes.
That is the end of the questions. Tim, Christy.
Right. Yeah. Well, we sure appreciate you joining us tonight. I just want to say all of these teachers and staff have been doing, they hit the ground running when we brought them on board. I just want to give a special acknowledgement to a few people who have been working on this since last May, maybe even earlier. Luke Neff, he's been with us every step of the way. And I know he's also doing the same exact thing with Multiplied, every other school in the district. Christy and Amy and Lynette have worked nonstop also since May. And they did it through their summer without pay. And I just can't tell them how much I appreciate this. We wouldn't have been able to do this without them sacrificing their summer to do this. So and all the rest of the new teachers, they've just been awesome. They've since day one they've been working hard. So you're fortunate to have this staff to work with your child. And please know if you have any further questions or concerns or anything you need in the meantime.
Sounds good. 2 more questions that popped up. How do I get a Chromebook? Lynette will be sending out a sign up tonight. Sign up for a time to come pick one up. And then I didn't get an orientation sign up link. I'd say to email Lynette for that and she can make sure you get that. All right. And then lots of comments that say you all are amazing.
I think the orientation sign up link came from the teachers.
Oh, okay.
Orientation comes from your advising teacher.
Yeah.
And we're all sending them out at different times.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you will probably be getting it.
Great.
Middle school teachers have been working around the clock getting all the Edgenuity courses assigned. And so they're trying to get that done before they set up the orientation stuff. So they're working hard behind the scenes.
Cool. All right. Thank you all. I'm going to end the meeting unless there's anything else for the good of the order.
Thank you, Luke.
Thank you for attending.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.